This is the plaintiff, Ronald Ackridge. He says the defendant stole his debit card and made 22 unauthorized charges on it without his permission. He thought the defendant was his friend. Obviously, she was nothing more than a common crook who refuses to pay him back. So he's here suing her for every penny of the $3,984.83 she owes him. This is the defendant, Bridget Williams. She says the plaintiff got arrested and thrown in jail, and he asked her to take care of his BMW and to pay the insurance on it while he was up the river. She doesn't owe the plaintiff a thing. She went above and beyond to help her one-time friend out. And this is the thanks she gets? His lies and a lawsuit? Come on. She's accused of taking advantage of a jailbird. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $1,750 for parking tickets, loss of time, and aggravation.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff says the defendant stole his credit card, made almost 24 unauthorized charges. But the defendant says she was actually helping him while he was in jail. It's the case that give me some credit.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome,
Ronald Ackridge, you are suing your former friend Bridget Williams for $3,984.83 for unauthorized use of your credit card and the loss of your car when she took it upon herself to help you while you were in jail and it ended up getting towed, correct? All right, tell me what's going on, Mr. Ackridge. Let's start from the beginning. What happened here? You have a counterclaim against him for $1,750 because the tickets are all in your name. All right, what happened here?
All right, back in June of 2015, I met Ms. Williams through a mutual friend. And shortly thereafter, she agreed. I asked her to have my car insured for her, to insure my car for her in her name.
Have her insure under her name
my car,
your car?
Yes.
Who has the title to that car?
I do, Your Honor.
Is it in your name?
The title's in my name.
So you wanted her to register it and insure it under her name?
Yes.
And why is that?
Well, for insurance purposes.
Because you can't get insurance? Or you can, but it's too expensive for you?
No, I couldn't get insurance.
Okay, so you did what a lot of people do, which is they ask a friend to do it so that they can get it, but they're lying, and it's called insurance fraud when you do it, and you're both engaging in it. You are pretending that she is the risk they are insuring, but instead, you are the risk they are insuring, whom they never would have insured because you're too big a risk. Why can't you get insurance?
Well, at the time, my license was suspended.
Oh, you're not even supposed to be driving. That's why you can't get insurance, because you're not even supposed to be driving. Okay.
Right.
And what was it suspended for? Not having insurance?
No. For
what? A little circle, isn't it? What was it suspended for?
I had a
DUI?
DUI, yes.
How many DUIs had you had at that point?
2.
Your hand went up and was going to say 3 because you got a DUI after this, right?
Yes.
So at that point you had 2 DUIs, and you're driving on a suspension from a DUI. All right, so now she does that for you, and then what happens?
Well, she agreed, I agreed that she said she would do it for $200. She charged me $200. I gave her $200 to insure it, and then I told her, I said I would pay all of the insurance, the premium, and all of.
So the $200 was just for her pocket for the trouble?
Yes.
Is that accurate?
No, it's not.
Where did the $200 go?
He didn't give me $200, Your Honor.
Okay, so you just did it for free?
Apparently.
Okay, so was he supposed to give you $200?
Yes.
All right, in any event, so go on, just go on.
All right, I gave her the $200, and she insured the car, and the bill was being paid, and now on October 7, 2015.
Right, you were where?
Remanded to the Westchester County Jail.
Why?
Had a parole violation.
What was a parole violation?
Curfew.
So you get brought into the pokey because you violated the conditions of your parole, and what happens?
And this was October 7th. During this time, I knew the insurance was due, so I called Bridget. I told her, I said, well, you can come up and pick up my my wallet with my New York State benefit card, which had $245 in cash and $200 in food stamps. And I instructed her to take the $245 and pay, if the $174 was due for for the insurance to pay
Okay,
that.
were you two having a relationship or no? You were just friends?
No, just friends.
Okay, so you let her do that. How much after October 7th do you get out of jail?
I get out on December 5th.
Okay. And then you find out that she has helped herself to your debit card.
So during this time, so she found my Chase debit card in my wallet. So now she takes upon herself to use my Chase debit. She goes there, she pays the $174. I guess after she realized she could pay that, then she just started continuously using
And so she used the
it.
debit to pay your insurance, so your insurance was current, and then she used the debit card for other stuff?
Basically, she used my debit card, but she's supposed to.
And when you found out she used your debit card, how did you find out? When you got your statement?
Well, what happened was when I came home on December 5th, she said, "Ronald, I got something I want to tell you." I said, "What?" "I've been using your card, your debit card. I hope you don't mind." "What do you mean using my debit card? You hope I don't mind?" "I'm going to pay you back. Don't worry. I'm going to pay you everything back." So, you know.
How much was it?
I believe it was $557.18.
Okay, what were you doing with his debit card? Did you help yourself to his debit card?
Well, what happened, Your Honor, is that he gave me his property, yes. He wanted me to sell his food stamps, which is a felony, to get money to pay for the insurance, which I was not willing to do.
Oh, you're way above that. You're perpetrating insurance fraud with him. Why are you so high and mighty?
I didn't realize that, though.
Okay.
I did not
so
realize
what
that.
happens?
So, should somebody with 3 DUIs be allowed to have a driver's license
No, I don't think so.
forever?
Forever, because then they're a danger to the people around them.
Would you take it away forever?
Maybe not forever.
How long?
Until they prove themselves that they can drive.
Forever or not?
Forever.
There you go. Go inside the courtroom.
So I paid the insurance, and I did use it. And I explained to him when he came home I was going to pay him
Why
back.
did you use it?
I don't know, Your Honor. I'm not even going to sit here and try to make something up. I don't know.
This is kind of theft.
I've been homeless for 2 years. You know, I thought he was going to help me out, which he didn't.
Well, he doesn't have to.
Right, exactly. So,
Right, so-
you know, I take responsibility for that, but
Okay, how much did you rack up? He says
it
it's
was
$500
$500. It was $532 minus $174.
because the $532 included the insurance payment?
Yes.
Okay, now I need to see, let's talk first about this, the credit card charges that you say amount to $557.16, which you say are all hers. Did he ever show you the statement? And did you two agree which charges were
It
yours?
wasn't a statement. It was what he wrote down on paper. And I gave him
Do you
200
have that?
No, I don't. I never
Okay, because
got
he
it from
says
him.
it's not 300 and something. He says it's 500 and something.
Well, to my recollection, that's what we discussed because I had gave him $200 when he came home from jail.
Did she give you $200 when you came home from jail?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have a receipt for the $200?
No, ma'am.
All right, it starts from October 22nd up until December 7th. This
Okay.
is my statement.
And it's basically any charges that are there unless would be yours, right? Because he's
Yes.
in jail?
Yes.
And he doesn't have anything on automatic payment. All right, so he gets out. He doesn't get mad at you for using his debit card. According to you, you pay him back $200 that day. You have no proof of it.
No.
And then what happens? He gets back into jail at some point.
Right.
And that's because you picked up your next DUI?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you in, like, rehab or anything? Are you, like, do you have a problem?
No, I'm not no, ma'am.
Do you think maybe you have a problem if you have 3 DUIs? Because I know I have a problem if I'm driving next to you. It's not, it's funny, but it's not.
Well, I'm not in any program, Your Honor.
Well, you should be. Now, let me just ask you a question. He goes in for the DUI, and what happens with his car?
He gives me his car. When I get home, it's a flat tire. And he can tell you that the engine was not good in his car. When I got home, the car was not running. It was on a flat tire.
Okay, go on.
Well, in the interim, in Mount Vernon, you have to move your car from one side of the street to the other to avoid parking tickets. Okay? Well, the car's not starting. I have a flat tire. I cannot.
How did the flat tire happen?
I don't know.
Okay.
And I cannot move that car from one side of the street to the other by myself.
So what'd you do?
I got parking tickets.
So it ends up getting towed, and they sell it. What do you expect her to do? Your car's getting tickets. Sometimes bad things happen to us or misfortunes happen to us, and it's part of the cost of having your 3rd DUI and not having your own parking space. So that's not something that she would have to pay for, neither the car nor the tickets. Because at what point is it it's one thing to ask somebody, will you take care of my car and move it from side to side? It's another thing to ask somebody, will you get it repaired, take it, tow it somewhere, move it from side to side even though it doesn't run, etc., etc. All right, now you have a counterclaim against him, fascinatingly, for $1,750 for the tickets, which poetic justice that it might be, are all in your name,
right,
and are now going to get your license suspended for non-payment.
It's already been suspended.
Yeah, I figured. Funny how that happened. Mm-hmm. And you want him to pay you for that. Now, I've had situations when people come in here and they play these little insurance fraud shenanigans, and then they say, but you know, part of my deal, Judge, was that he wouldn't get tickets on. If we're talking about a guy who's out of jail and driving the car and getting tickets, okay, I kind of see that argument. But he's not getting tickets. He's in custody. So really, I understand why you're not moving the car, but the only one of the two of you with control of the car is you, and you're not moving the car. Why would he have to pay for the tickets?
That's what he told me he was going to do.
Yeah, well, that's not happening. Okay. So on his on your counterclaim against him, 0. And on his claim against you, I'm going to order you to pay the $557.16 that you essentially stole from his account by using his debit card without authority, and which you admit to. So $557.16 net judgment in favor of the plaintiff. Yep. Good luck, folks.
So the plaintiff does prevail, but he only gets $557, not the almost $4,000 he was seeking here in the People's Court. What do you think after going through all of this?
Well, I know not to give anybody my debit card, which was an accident. I didn't mean for her to get it in the first place, but I'll be more careful on who I turn my property over to in the future.
You know what? You got to be more careful. Not getting these DUIs.
Yes,
you could spend a long time in jail. You get any more. You know that?
Yes.
You know how serious that is?
Yes.
I mean, most people here are kind of laughing, but it's not a funny matter.
No, it's not.
All right, I'm sorry. That's the way it is. So you do get a little bit back from what she spent on your card, okay? Maybe that'll help you out. Okay, you want to sign some documents in the back?
Thank you.
In that way, with our bailiff? Now, Ms. Williams, all right. So you're not going to get him to pay for those tickets. You're on the hook for those, and your license is now suspended.
Yes. I learned not to do that again. I learned not to do that again.
Yeah, I guess you did.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm going to sign a few documents, and that'll wrap this case up. Wow, interesting. Harvey?
Okay, well, look, DUIs are a terrible thing. And bottom line is, for a second DUI, for most states, mandatory jail. In some cases, mandatory for the first offense.